Hi, everybody. Today is Friday, February 9th, and I'm going to go through our class material for surveying, practical surveying, and engineering surveying um, from now until the midterm exam. So this way you'll be caught up, and if you have any trouble navigating our Moodle page, you can let me know right away so that we can get you squared away. Now, the first thing, speaking of midterm exams, if you look at our calendar for this semester, you will see that spring break is going to be in March from the first day is actually March 11th, the first day that we don't have school. So spring break is March 11th through March 15th, which means that midterm week is going to be March 4th through 8th. Now, in our class, since we meet face to face on Tuesday, we will take our midterm exam on Tuesday, March 5th, during our normal lab period from 3 until 4:40 p.m. Um, if you have a conflict, you need to let me know right away so that we can schedule another time. But the midterm is face to face and it is proctored, and we all have to take it at the same time unless there is a legitimate reason to do otherwise. So my expectation is that everyone in the class will be there on Tuesday, March 5th from 3 to 4:40. All right. Now, having said that, I've lined out all of the material that you will need to do between now and the midterm exam. So I just kind of wanted to go through this with you. If you check your syllabi for whichever class you're in, you'll see that the different pieces, there are 4 different pieces of the puzzle and for your grade, and that they have different percentages. So, for example, in engineering surveying, each of these 4 things is worth 25% of your grade. The lecture homework, the lab exercises, the midterm exam, and the final exam. So what that means is that when we are at the midterm, I will take these 3 things because we won't have a final exam, but I'll take the homework, the lab exercises, and weight them equally, also weight the midterm equally, and give you an intermediate score for up until this point. In our other course in practical surveying, the percentages are slightly different. The midterm and the final are worth 20% each instead of 25%. The homework is worth 10%, and the participation in lab exercises along with your field notebooks is worth 50%. And that's just due to the practical nature of that class, and the fact that what we really want to do is to make sure that you are comfortable in the lab setting. So that's why it's worth more. But what that also means is that you have to do all 4 of the pieces in order to succeed in both classes. All right, so continuing, let's just take a look what we have. What does it mean to succeed? Well, everything that we need is on the Moodle page, except for the textbooks, which some parts of the textbook in engineering surveying, I post to our Moodle page. But for both practical surveying and engineering surveying, there are copies of the textbook outside of my office, which you are welcome to borrow or to sit here and use as you're doing your homework or your lab assignments. For practical surveying, there are also copies of the textbook in the library that you can borrow, I think just while you're there, but they're available to you as well. All right, now, if you notice the material on our Moodle page, I divided it up into lab days and segments. The segments are the pieces that count as homework, okay? The lab days, of course, are lab days. Now, the face-to-face lab days, I had a makeup lab day last Wednesday, and I had 3 students attend and get caught up, and so their grades are entered. There is really no other way to make up the first 3 lab days at this point. So if you have a 0 on labs 1, 2, or 3, those scores are set. I would recommend that you be careful not to miss any more lab days, although most of you are attending very regularly, which is awesome and will contribute to your success in this class. The fourth lab day, which was last Tuesday, are corrections to a steel tape. And I think we went over this a little bit, but basically I divided up the class into 4 groups, and then you need to submit lab number 5 no later than today as a group, 1 submission per group. When I divide up the groups, what I'm trying to do is to very carefully have you work with each other, and also to have some members of the group who are in practical surveying and some members of the group who are in engineering surveying. And I think I've mentioned this, but one of the reasons I do this is because each group has a different skill set. And also, when you go to work and you're working for an engineering or surveying firm, you're going to have many, many opportunities throughout your professional life to work with other people who are either surveyors or techs or engineers. And so getting used to working with each other, understanding each other's skill set is an important skill. So the material for that, of course, would be watch the instructions, watch the video, open the handout. While you're watching the videos, look at the notes, then open the handout and do the problems at the end of the handout. That is what your lab submission is. So as a group, you'll submit them here. Now, if you have any problems with your group, let's say, for example, one person does not participate, please note that on the homework. It is a group project, but if you don't participate, a person who does not participate is not going to get credit. Okay, segment number 2, which is also due tonight, is about engineering surveying. In engineering surveying, it's units and significant figures. In practical surveying, it's using surveying equipment. So we have the assignment. We have the class notes for engineering surveying. And then we have the submission. We also have the engineering surveying textbook, which I will take down this weekend, but currently it's available to you. This homework is also due tonight. Like I said, if you get it in a day late or 2 days late, it will be fine. But if you're going to be significantly extended, it can only be for good reason, and you have to make arrangements with me first. Okay, so that completes the 4th lab day. Now, the other stuff that we're going to be doing up until midterm are the 5th and 6th lab days, which once again, you do these with groups. The groups are laid out a little bit differently here, but you can see who is a member of each group. This lab is about making corrections when you do a differential leveling exercise. So you want to watch the video, take a look at the lab notebook, the lab form, watch a video on how to adjust a level loop, look at the field notes. This is the one that's used in the example. And then there's also right here, the field notes for adjusting. This is what you will do on the lab submission. Now the lab submission for this one for 5 and 6 is going to be a picture of the page in your lab manual, in your orange book. I think everyone has an orange book. Will be a picture of your lab manual of the work that you've done to adjust the level loop for the data that I've given you. So if you end up, once again, you need to do that as a group, and you'll make 1 submission per group. Okay, that is not due yet. It's due on February 23rd. So you actually have 2 weeks to get that one done. Okay, we then have a 3rd segment of homework, and that is going to be from February 12th to February 23rd. It's a little bit, it's a couple of weeks, but these are leveling operations. We have the homework for both, and then we also have a video, the submission, and the surveying textbook for chapter 4, the engineering surveying textbook for chapter 4. All right, then the final segment that we'll do before spring break is azimuths, bearings, magnetic north, and true north. We have a video here, and we have some notes for engineering surveying. I also have included the textbook for chapter 7, and then the submission. This is homework, so this is done individually. Now, this is just an odd little point. I don't really know why, but the video that I did for this on azimuth bearing and magnetic north, which I have on YouTube, is my most watched video. I'm now at over 11,000 views. I don't know who's using it, but I hope that indicates that people like it. I've never gotten any negative comments. I've gotten a few positive comments. So I hope you find it beneficial as well. All right, after we get through segment 4, we are then going to be ready. We're going to have all of the information available to take the midterm exam. So I will not be on campus this coming week, which is February 12th through the 16th. I will be off campus at least the first part of next week, but I am always available, the same as always, through Zoom, through Calendly, and through texting me. So even though I'm not on campus, I'm working remotely, and you can get a hold of me at any time through those means. I'm just not face to face. So if you have any questions or problems, please let me know right away. We'll get you squared away. If I can help you with anything, let me know. When you do those lab submissions, work with your group. And once again, if somebody in your group does not participate, don't give them credit for it on your work. They're not part of your party at that point. The homework submission segments 1, 2, and 3 are done individually, and they will be graded as homework. So I think this kind of catches us up. And then I guess the last part is the midterm exam will be Tuesday of midterm week. So if you have any questions, and that's actually Tuesday, March 5th. If you have any questions, please let me know. If I can help you with anything, please let me know. And otherwise, we will just get squared away, talk to you soon, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.